Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome back. Welcome back to DJ 360's awesome circus of fun here. This is Inside Star Citizen Review, the longest lasting, super bombasting, and never fasting, because we're just eating it all up here, review show on the internet, getting into Star Citizen development, talking about what it is that we're watching, that we're seeing the progress here as Cloud Imperium makes our dream game become a reality. Let's watch.
Never sat in this one before. As Alpha 323 continues its journey towards becoming Star Citizen's biggest life in the verse as we know it patch yet, we know lots of folks have patiently waited to see one thing above all others: the Mist Raptor. What? The Mobiglass and Star map app. The Mobiglass and newly christened map app.
By the way, we're going to show the Raptor at the after party. We're going to show it. We're going to unveil the Raptor.
Arrival complete. Welcome.
So the Mobiglass is getting a massive visual overhaul for 323.
The version everyone's been living with for years it kind of does the job, but you can see it's dated now.
So the entire Mobiglass is overhauled from what it was before. It's using a new technology that we've built called cards, and we use cards for other UIs throughout the game. For the Mobiglass, it was a big task to convert because it has a lot of apps in it as well. So we need to convert all of those apps over to the new tech in order for the entire thing to be able to release.
So in 3.23, we've got a really big improvement to the user experience. So everything's designed to look nicer and feel nicer.
Ready to upgrade.
And sadly, we haven't really had all the time we needed to get all the apps there. So you are going to recognize the VMA and the Comms app just as they have always been. But with that package, you're getting all the other apps with a visual update.
Good to see you, bro.
Also functionality updates for some of them.
You've got a completely updated home screen, so you can do things like view your ship, you can see your health, notifications. It's kind of the information you really need to see now.
So we're also getting a fully new health app where you can see all the things that's currently affecting your health and all the stats that you would normally see on your HUD.
Over time, we've added all these cool new things that can affect the player. So we're going to have things like radiation. We've got existing stuff like you can break bones. If you heal yourself, you can potentially overdose. You can have drug effects. All this cool stuff is happening, but it wasn't obvious to the player just walking around what was going on under the hood. So we added this new app where you can track all that stuff.
So the health app is going to be the place to go when, for some reason, you're feeling ill and you just need that.
Thank you so much. Later, man. Thanks for that. Appreciate that raid, bro. Welcome to the Inside Star Citizen Review, everyone. Glad to have you here. We are having a giveaway. It's a whole giveaway. Welcome aboard, all ye new travelers here to the Inside Star Citizen Review. Super appreciate you, bro. Hope you had a good stream, man. Thank you for that.
That extra little bit of information of what do I need to do to take care of myself to get out of this situation. So the contract manager has been in the game for a long time, and it's just grown kind of obvious that it's not doing all the things you need it to.
All the functionality is essentially the same internally, but it needed a visual polish, and also the user experience needed bringing up to date. So there's some new features like you can toggle between illegal missions, you can see what the rewards are going to be ahead of time.
So no more randomly getting attacked by the police. Hopefully. It's probably your fault anyway.
Some big improvements coming to the Mobiglass. That's coming in 3.23, but one thing we didn't talk about yet was the star map.
Oh my God, I've been waiting for an upgrade to this damn star map for ages. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know we're changing it over to this new star map. I know there's going to be hiccups. I've heard a couple people talking about it inside, saying there's going to be more work needed. But it is nice to see that we are getting the upgrade. For the love of God, we needed it.
We've had the original Star Map in Star Citizen for a long time, so it was overdue for an update.
Don't get me wrong, like the old Skylink app, it did what it should, but I think it had grown a bit obsolete.
No, death to the old Star Map!
That's harsh.
The original one just showed the stars and planets and so on, but we wanted to expand on that.
So opening up the star map for the first time in 3.23, you're gonna realize that the star map is not just the star map anymore. It's the everything map.
It's now called Maps app rather than Star Map.
And why did we change it?
Because we now have the interior map, so this shows like your local area, as well as sort of zooming out and showing the star map.
So what is the interior map? It's a bird's eye view of the current environment.
We're going to be showing this in detail through leaks, through Evocati members getting in touch with me. We're going to show you exactly at the after party what we can do with the map. I personally think when we saw this at CitizenCon, this is one of the biggest features. I think this is super important. I can't wait to see it continually upgrade from this point. In a space game where you can go down to the size of a round and then all the way out to the universe. It's fantastic. Awesome.
It's a really cool 3D map. So
right, Gator?
Instead of just having a top-down view, this is showing you the actual level.
And it's presented as a fully schematic 3D view in which you can find every relevant point of interest, such as a shop, transit station, hospital, and the like.
You can get them for ships, for landing zones in 3.23. In future, we'll expand on that and add it to more areas.
And if you're not familiar with the location you just arrived to, or you're a new player and you're not familiar with any of them, actually having the spatial awareness of where the things that are relevant to you are is going to provide a giant step up in terms of the experience of the game in general.
As it's fully 3D, you can move around, navigate between floors, zoom in and out, and so on, as you'd expect.
You will see the local area where you're walking around, something you've never been able to do before. Essentially, you'll be able to navigate between all the different rooms and different important areas of the game.
It also offers a way to overlay your own data onto it that is specific to you. So, for example, the location of your mission objective. Custom markers.
And the map will actually play for you. It's the truth. If you click a button, it will actually play for you. Just walk away, make yourself some lunch or dinner. Don't worry about it. The map will also play the game for you.
You can also use it to plot a route to another location on the map. Drop a marker and navigate to it, so we'll see a line on the map that shows you where you can actually go and where the easiest way to get there.
So on that map, you'll be able to just click any room you want to go to. You can go between the different zones of the area, and you can place a little marker and route all the way there.
So navigating is one of the primary use cases we want to make as robust as we can for 3.23. And so part of that involves providing a variety of fallback cases in order to help you best understand how to get somewhere. So for instance, if we ask the AI system and it can't return you a path via its nav links and nav meshes, we can ask the transit system. And if the transit system says there's a connection between the two zones, then that would help you route.
So at the time of recording, we're having issues loading all the different OCs that's in a big landing zone, for example. So we're looking into these solutions to make sure that you can track from one part to a fully different part of the area.
So Star Map.
Wow.
Star Map is vastly improved. The main thing we wanted to change was make it a nice user experience. So everything in there has been overhauled.
When you open your map, you'll first of all be confronted with your local area. So you'll see what room you're in and what's close to you. But you can also zoom out and you will see the universe open up in front of you as you zoom out.
From here, we can see the entire verse. We can see all the planets,
space stations, Lagrange points, all of that good stuff. You can then click click on any of those markers and you will be automatically panned and zoomed into them so you can see a little bit more detail about them. If you're zoomed in on a planet, for example, you can zoom in a little bit more and you can start to see the surface locations. So you can see towns, outposts.
You get all the information you need about them. We're adding this new system where you can see all the amenities that are available at that location.
I want this to be so goddamn smooth with no hiccups. I know that's not the way it's going to be. But you know, I would just love just a smooth interface, just with no hiccups whatsoever. I know that's not the way it's going to be, but I am just glad we are going in this direction. The map needed this.
So for outposts, landing zones, and stations, there will be a section here for amenities, which will show you things like whether you can buy weapons here, whether you can buy ships here, whether there's a food court, whether there's a hospital or a clinic. All of these sorts of things you'll be able to see on those box outs, so you'll know which is the most appropriate location to go to. We showed in CitizenCon, obviously, that these display much better now, so you'll see them rotate with the map, and if they've gone behind the planet, they fade out, and if they're in front of your view, they're brighter, so you can see them more easily. So at the
I would love to use this in conjunction with waypoints, very much like bookmarks in EVE Online. I would love if you could, you know, essentially plant markers of sorts for secret hidden bases for your organization would be fantastic, and that could be saved in your map. That would be wonderful. Imagine, you know, your bounty hunters. You want a little secret bounty hunter base with your organization out in space, or your pirates. You want a little loot stash area, and you can save that, and you can always go back to it, and everybody in your organization can do it through the map. I can see many upgrades with this in the future.
The moment, if you zoom in, it will eventually get too big and you'll go through.
Right, Seraph, and that data might be able to be then hackable or sellable through the Moby, through the map. Would be absolutely wonderful, Seraph, right? Because then you're adding value. You're adding an intrinsic value to exploration for people that love to explore. Right, Seraph? Right, dude.
But I am currently working on it so that it will zoom in to the surface and you'll never actually sort of clip through the planet.
And generally, we've tried to make it feel like a much more pleasant user experience. So there's things like items don't disappear off the back of the map anymore. Everything's easy to read.
So as always, the star map is what you're going to want to use to route your way through the verse.
You can still set routes as you could in the previous version, but there is a little bit more feedback if there is a problem and you can't set a route, whether you don't have enough fuel or whether it's obstructed.
It's going to be so easy. It's going to be so intuitive for you. You click the thing, and then
it should be to a point. I don't want it to be doing every single thing, like undiscovered areas. Like, this is exactly what exploration is about in conjunction with this new star map. I want to see upgrades going into the exploration genre so that when you're finding places that are undiscoverable, that they just don't show up to you right away, that you have to actually take your time to scope out new places, and that when you find them, they're saved in your map and not in other people's map, and that information can then be shared with your organization so that there is value to it, right? Like, so I want it to be easy in terms of what we all know of, in terms of what has already been discovered, what is on the ARC map. On things that aren't discovered, I want them to be giant gray areas, and thus creating like some tradable value, you know?
There you get the button to say set route. It doesn't always just have the ability to set a route, because you can't always set a route. We will let you know when you can set a route.
And I'm not quite sure about that comment, but I would like to set a route anywhere. You know what I mean? Like my own personal destinations, my own waypoints. You know, I want to make sure that the map can accommodate the fact that I'm an explorer, right? That's very fun. That's the most fun thing about space games, man. Just blazing your own trail.
There are a few things that are new for this new star map that have not been seen in the old star map. The primary one there would be search. So we now have a list of all locations. So there'll be a little drop down in your top left corner. If you open that up, you can see the full list of locations ordered by what is closest to you. And then you can also type any location and it will appear. So you could type, for example, L1, and all of the Lagrange point ones would appear. So this allows you a lot more flexibility to finding what you're looking for when it's not as sort of, immediately right there when you're at the current view. So you can go all the way across the solar system to look at something completely different.
What's up, Jiro? Good to see you, buddy.
Star Citizen is a massive systemic game. We've got all this cool stuff going on. We've got multiple players doing things at different times. So we wanted to improve the overall interface from the player to that game world. So a big part of that is the new Mobi-Glass.
Finally, we've gone through this effort to refactor and do the whole Mobi-Glass hub from scratch. New maps, new applications, everything is using new tech, and we have a much more flexible and robust system for the Mobi-Glass under the hood.
When you're playing Star Citizen, it should be a smooth experience. You shouldn't be stuck trying to find whatever it is you need to find at the moment. We're helping you do that with the new apps, making it easier for you to find your missions.
I love it. Don't make it too easy, but I love it in terms of PvE missioning. I love what they've done to the interface. It looks smoother. I love what they've done for medics in terms of health. So far, I'm loving all these changes that I'm seeing. It's really nice. Last week, what we were seeing, all these upgrades, the new animations, the new UI, the new map, man, this is big. These are things that have been worked on for a long time. When large Star Citizen content creators were saying there was no progress, there actually was. They were just entitled and thought because they weren't being shown it that there wasn't progress. But in fact, there was progress. As I told everybody, do not worry. Cloud Imperium is working on this to make this game a reality. It is what they will always continue to do. The adults in the room understand that.
Or to even just find a place in the verse.
Now that we have that framework in place, then it's kind of the sky's the limit in terms of what we can do with it and how many apps we can develop for it. And it's all using new tech. It's clean. It's the way we want it.
The other big new
Germany
feature
in the
is
house,
obviously
New
the star
Zealand
map
in the
with a brand new
house.
interior map as well.
Everyone's in the house together.
It's
Thank
a
you
game
for
about
being here with me,
exploring.
everyone.
It is a game about spacefaring. And even so,
Good.
when you're not going around in space, it's still about exploring.
Without the star map, it's really difficult to do that, right? This makes it so much easier to navigate around, to finding what you want and where it is, and how to get there.
Overall, it helps the player interact with the world, get to where they want to, do what they want to do more easily and
Perfect.
quickly.
Over.
Definitely.
Oh. Yeah. I agree.
And as a trader and a privateer and somebody who loves to make profit in video games, man, please make sure that not all the information is shareable. We need data points that we can sell to people, right? And they will do that. Don't worry, they will do that. If it's not included here, do not worry, they will do that. Because you'll see people get cynical to the point where they're saying, oh, it's going to be way too easy and we're not going to have any of that. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Don't worry, everyone. Right.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that Mobi-Glass is finally converted over to building blocks in the new card system, meaning that Flash, as we know it, has pretty much gone to live on a farm upstate.
Absolutely.
That the conversion sets the stage for the creation of multiple new apps going forward, and that the new internal map and star map have combined to become simply the Map app. Now, of course, remember that all things you see on ISC are a work in progress, and as any player of Evocati or developer alike may tell you, will continue to iterate between when you see it here and its upcoming release in Alpha 3.23. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the process of game development with you, and we'll see y'all here next week.
Super awesome. Love the show. Love the fact that they're transparent as they are. Listen, love the fact that they're so transparent. Not many game publishers share this type of development with what it is that they're making with their fan base. There's not many out there that do it so consistently, and they keep raising the bar on the production.
Hi, I'm not in this episode, but they told me to show you this.
All right, our dream game is becoming a reality. Everybody take a big breath. There's highs, there's lows. It's a roller coaster, man, of emotions. But through it all, we've always taken it one step at a time, sometimes slow, right? But we've gotten there, and we will continue to do it with everyone's support. Keep on believing. Don't lose the faith. We've come this far. Veterans like myself, some of the very first Star Citizen content creators, man, the OGs in this space. I'm still here. I still love it. I'm still reporting on it. Even when I get angry, I'm here and I report on it. That's what I'm here for. I love this. I am a huge fan of Star Citizen, you know? So I will always be here. Thanks for joining me on the Inside Star Citizen Review. If you're on YouTube, please press the like button. If you're still here, obviously we need you to do that. Subscribe, and don't forget about our giveaway. The official Hall E announcement will be on Saturday. You can see it there. All you have to do is become a patron. I super appreciate if you consider it. Thank you so much, and let's get back to the live show.